All right, y'all. Let's get into some sports shit. Man, the Rangers got their Chiefs clapped again yesterday, 6-4. So I don't even know what the standings is right now. I'll look at that later. Don't even really want to do that right now. Shout out to Paige and the Wings. They beat the Fever by 1 point the other day. That's what's up. Caitlin didn't play, of course, but still, that's a good. Still just good to see. That's their ninth win. So hey, shout out them. Shout out the Wings. Oh yeah, shout out Asia Wilson. She's the first ever player in WNBA history with 30 points and 20 rebounds. So still holding it down. She's still the best player in the league right now. Yeah. Uh, Definitely like the young guns are coming up, but she definitely still the MVP. Well, her or I think it's Fee. Like yeah, there's a lot of good players in the W. So shout out them. But oh yeah, also shout out Jerry Jones beating stage 4 cancer. That was crazy to find out about and see, but I'm glad he beat that and he's doing good. He still need to fix the shit with Micah and his contract and quit fucking up our team in a lot of other ways. But hey, I'm glad that he definitely beat cancer and everything. Shout out to him. Shout out to his doctors and everything. Let's get into the NBA though, because the NBA Cup schedules have dropped and everything. Yeah, if you don't remember, the NBA Cup is the in-season tournament now that we've done that we I said we like I'm in the NBA that they do now in the NBA. This is the third year. This is like the third or fourth year they started doing this or whatever. It has to be the third year, I think, because it was LA who won the first year, and then it was the Lakers who won the first year, and then I forget. I think it's Milwaukee that won it last year, if I'm not mistaken, because they like who I don't even remember, but whoever it is, they spanked the Thunder in the in that finals, that championship game. So I don't even remember who it was. That's just how big of a hater I am towards the Thunder a little bit, though. To show you that, I just remember the Thunder got their ass kicked. But yeah, all the 30 teams are split up into I forget how many groups. I think it's three. Yeah, it's three groups, I believe, and there are each like so there's 5 teams in each, and each of the teams play each other. They got them really bright courts when they play, and those are the so each of those games count towards who's gonna make it out. Like so, like the top 3 teams, I think like the top teams from each of the groups, and then two wild cards from each conference. They go to what they call like the knockout rounds or whatever, and like basically a tournament. So it's like 4 teams on each. So basically, from 30 teams, they go down to 8 teams, and then from those 8 teams, that's how they have a tournament. And then of course, when they get down to the final four, they go to Vegas, and then in Vegas, that's where they, of course, no, actually, I think that might be I, one of these rounds. Like that's the knockout round, and then it comes down to the final four, and they're in Vegas, and then of course, final four goes down to the two. They have the semifinals, and then they have the championship, and then the champion is crowned, and they get money and a trophy. And I think they even get no. I know they get rings in summer league. I don't know if they get rings for this cup now, but yeah, they get a banner and everything, all that. So the whole shebang. It's funny. Blake Griffin did a much better job explaining all of this in his video for this. So not Blake Griffin. Not even just because I can't dunk apparently, but yeah, let's get into looking at some of these games at this schedule or whatever like that. Let me go ahead and move myself already over her. This, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't see none of that shit. So yeah, I ain't even gonna do that to y'all. Let me take that off here and just go ahead and put up the only group that really matters to me and that I really care about. The West Group B, that has, of course, the Lakers, the Clippers, Memphis, my Dallas Mavericks. New Orleans. So those five teams. So let's look at those games right now. For the Lakers, their first game is going to be on Halloween. Actually, yeah. So their first Cup game is at Halloween at Memphis. That's going to be on national TV. So I mean, it's going to be on Amazon Prime. And then their next game is November the 14th against the Pelicans. And then after that, they've got yeah. So yeah, all of this is done in like in November basically. Like that's why it's in season and it's basically it's very quick, honestly too. So those four games are gonna their first game is gonna be in October. Then they're gonna have the next three games down in November. Of course, my birth month. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio, 11/06, 1992. But yeah, so yeah, they got New Orleans and they got the Clippers, and then their final game is against us. Their final game is against Dallas, 11 November 28th. That's that first game of that's the first Luca versus Dallas game of the season, and it's gonna be an in season tournament in LA, so that's gonna be nasty. But oh well, that's cool. We'll handle that when we get there. Um, and so yeah, these all the that's the thing. All these teams play each other. So you're gonna so if you haven't realized as you'll go along, it'll be like yeah, it's the same teams because they're in the same group. Just to explain that to anybody who doesn't understand that. Yeah, then the Clippers. Yeah, they got New Orleans first, then they got us. They got Dallas on the 14th, and then the Lakers and Memphis. Memphis got the Lakers, Dallas second. So we're second for those two guys, and then New Orleans Clippers. But honestly, really, what I care about is just what looking at the Mavericks section of this. To be honest with you, so for the Mavs, we got oh okay 11/7. So the day right after my birthday, yeah. So that Friday, yeah. So my birthday is on a Thursday this year. That is good to know. Good to know. Okay, so it's on a Thursday. We got Memphis. Okay, so only two of course, they got three of the four Laker games being on national TV. But you know what? Two of our four games are on national. I mean, they're on Prime though. So I mean, the majority of these games are on Prime. Yeah, they're my bad. Prime is sponsoring this. I don't. That was ridiculous. I understand that now. My bad. But yeah, we got Memphis, then we got the Clippers, New Orleans, and then last of all, the Lakers. That first matchup against Luca and them. Okay, that's all good. That's a. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. We could beat all these. We could beat all these fools. I ain't worried about it. I know Kyrie ain't coming back to like. He'll be back like probably mid to late January probably is what I'm guessing. But if he doesn't come back till February, like right before honestly, if he just comes back a few games before All Star break, get what I'm saying, some game speed under himself, get to play with the guys, get to make some runs, like win some games with them and stuff. Like if he does that, man, we'll be good. Like get that break for All Star break, and then come back like balls to the wall for like the second half of the season, and the boys make a nice little playoff push and run like when what I'm saying, like the boys can do it, but that'll be good to what I'm saying, that'll be good to see. Yeah, they saying, dang, New Orleans ain't got no national games, not even any on Prime. Like Jesus, they do not mess with the Pelicans. I'm sorry, New Orleans fans. All right, but yep, there we go. I saw. There we go with the cup games. That's pretty good to see. I mean, there's definitely a lot more for all the other different groups, but yeah, the schedule is too small, and I ain't gonna do that to y'all, and I didn't want to do that to my ass either. And I really only care about the West group because of the Mavericks. I do care about the other games, of course, gonna watch them, but that's the thing about this in-season tournament that's cool because it's in the season. You gotta watch those games anyway because, of course, what I'm saying, like we're watching the season, but those games are on certain nights throughout the season as well too. I think they're like it was last night week like Tuesdays and Thursdays if I'm not mistaken. And you'll always know because I'm telling you, you're gonna see them bright ass courts. You can't miss them bright ass courts when it's in season tournament games. You always know that. So you're gonna be watching all the other games anyway, but I was real excited to see the Maverick schedule, of course, and I think the full schedules for the teams are coming out later today. So probably do a video later again about those Maverick games. I ain't gonna bullshit and like act like I'm gonna do the whole NBA. I'll just go straight into the Mavericks schedule for that. But you guys have a nice, safe, and healthy Thursday. I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Peace.